Holy shit.
What?
I mean, I'll save it for whenever I tell you here in 2 seconds.
Are we live?
We are live.
Okay. Sorry, I'm grabbing chocolate. I watched Nelly tonight and put her to bed. And the 2 nights prior, me and Sam have been prepping, just seeing how she'll do with me putting her to sleep.
Yep.
Because lately she's not been doing well with me.
Yeah.
And she's been like all mom centered. So the past 2 nights, practice went terrible. I mean, she won't go to bed. It's a fight for my life. And tonight, Sam's freaking out before she leaves because she's going on this girls' night out.
Yep.
And she's like, I'm not sure what we do. I'm not sure. I don't know. Is she gonna go to bed like at all? And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, who really cares, I'll figure it out. She'll either sit there and scream with me for an hour and then go to bed, or she won't. And Sam goes, what do you mean? And she leaves. No lie, this kid, bro, clutched up huge tonight. I feed her the bottle. She, not even by the time the bottle's done, she's passed out. She's sleep finishing that thing. I put the passy in. Didn't even have to rock her, like hold her, tap her back, nothing. She's like dead on me, like. And I'm like, dude, she's gone. Lay her down in that bed, and she's just laying down, puts her hands out like she's gone.
Nice.
Just passed out.
Give me
all that stress.
Give me 1 second. I forgot I need to plug in the Ethernet cord to make sure that we don't disconnect. Because I think being on Wi-Fi is part of like the problem with everything on Twitch, OBS.
Yeah.
Okay, did you manage to not read chat? Like you haven't opened up the stream or anything like that at all?
No, not yet.
All right, good. Just making sure. I'm about to break this news to you first. Welcome, everybody, to episode 191 of the Crossover Podcast. My name's David. This is Paul. Paul does not know about the news that just dropped, which is Summit has been officially banned from the entire LTA North Promotion Tournament and is not allowed back due to a breach of rule. I think it was said it was like rule 4-3 or 4. Article 4.3 of the Riot Games Esports Global Code of Conduct and will be disqualified from the North Promotion Tournament effective immediately. A comprehensive disciplinary ruling is available on competitiveoperations.riotgames.com. Gone.
Wow, I typed at 9:03. Is Summit playing tomorrow? And everyone was like, probably. We think so. Nope. 10 minutes later.
Here's my question. I'm assuming that they're able to like access all their PCs because like there's a screen share, like some like they have to be able to like tell what was going on beyond just like what was happening there. I'm genuinely shocked that the entire team wasn't disqualified from the tournament.
Yeah.
That's the more surprising part to me. Like I figured Summit was going to be gone from this entire thing. Like that was kind of a given for me from the jump the second I saw the clips. I'm surprised the rest of the team is not getting cooked on this as well. And you don't want to take the actions of one person out on a whole team, but like surely he's not reviewing the VOD by himself and not saying shit to anybody and nobody raised the flag. That's the hardest part for me to believe is that in that extended break, he never once talked about it with anybody and was just solo reviewing the VOD.
I don't really get how, like, he's doing that. And who was the other one? Ghost?
Ghost was opening up Discord.
Also had his Discord up. And I was just like, what? Why is it this difficult? I mean, also, do they not have screen recordings or screen caps of the players' PCs? I feel like they should.
If I have to use a screen record for a fucking exam in school, surely they need to use a screen record. Like,
that's what I'm thinking.
What?
Do they not do that?
I don't know. Like my thing is, so the Discord thing, I know some people have written off because apparently like they're all in voice comm and like a Riot official server that like they can track
Hmm.
voice comms, etc. My question, like, you saw a clip of Ghost copy pasting something into Discord. What are you
Yep.
pasting mid-series into Discord?
I
I,
I
I
don't know.
can't
That's a
I
good
can't for the
question.
life of me think what it would be.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was translating something over to someone and
Even
then
then,
copy paste the
why
message
would you
in.
not type it, like if it's for your team, why are you not typing it in chat? Like your chat, not alt
Yeah,
tabbing out to
yeah.
Discord to go, like,
Yeah, to a browser, to Discord,
yeah,
to
that's my thing.
yeah, I don't really have a good answer or excuse for them. I mean, it just seems like they made a really stupid decision. I mean, I know that pause was forever long,
Yeah.
but that's been the rules, I feel like, forever,
No, I look,
really.
at the end of the day, I'm happy someone's banned from this. Like this, anybody, especially Astro fans that were saying, "Oh, the Gringos are out to get us. They're here.
Yeah.
They're here to destroy the LLA in the same way that Riot Games is, and they fucking hate us." No, I fucking hate cheaters. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So just like
They had on-site referees.
they did, but it didn't
Okay.
fucking, it didn't work. Clearly, I'm like, oh, dude, this is bad. This is so bad. And it sets a terrible precedent already for like us wanting to breach online matches next year for part of the split. Like, come on. Really?
Hey, you live and you learn. I
I
mean,
mean,
if you're Riot, you live and you learn, I guess, for managing these. I know some people are saying like the refs don't really have that much power, and I was like, what do we gotta do to get them power? Because
yeah.
I don't understand what a ref. I mean, this is like the easiest sport to be a ref because of all of them, you don't make any decisions that are actual like I don't know game affecting ones.
Yeah.
Like you literally just go, are you playing the game correctly?
Yep.
If yes, move on. If no, we punish you.
I mean, regardless of what his intent was in this situation, he's gone. Thank God. The Astro fans are not going to be gone. I'll tell you what, they are gone. They're gone from any chance of being in the LCS, which is probably a good thing right now. But like, oh man,
They'll be back.
dude, the Mexican fans and the Brazilian fans over the last 2 weeks, just button heads. And you know what? I'm coming out better for wear. So hope y'all are having fun. Hola. I don't know how you say hi
Yeah.
in Portuguese, but hello. One of us is winning.
Well, I mean, at least for both of them, they'll have a league they can make on their own
Well,
probably
no,
at some
the
point because they
LLA
seem
won't.
to hate Riot. Yeah,
They're done. They
they'll
got,
have. No, I'm saying they'd have to make their own at this point, like
and
Los
Riot would shut it
Patrones
down.
style. Yeah, would. Oh, you think they would?
Yeah, there's guidelines to what competition you can and cannot do.
No, that's fair. That's true.
It has to get Riot approval, and Riot wouldn't approve of them doing it. So
Yeah, I will say for both of those regions, I do get why they're salty that Riot has just like kneecapped them pretty much. I I get that,
the Brazil one,
but
I understand.
this isn't related to that in my
No,
opinion. This is like you just screwing up.
this is just like what like Astro fans literally trying to find any way that they can to be pieces of, not all of them obviously, there are many Astro fans that have been calling, and let me be clear because I know I'm taunting and like being a little bit obnoxious right now. I understand this is not the majority of Astro fans, who many people have pointed out are perfectly fine and reasonable people. I get that, and I
Mhm.
feel terrible for those people because they get fucked over by their players doing some dumb shit in a tournament like this, ruining what would otherwise be potentially a very positive moment for them. That said,
Yep.
to all the 10 percenters that are in my replies calling me the Gringo Devil, go fuck yourself. Have fun. What?
Sounds weird. What are you rolling
Oh,
on
I've been
about?
called the Gringo Devil by the Mexican League of Legends fans over the last week because I called out a player for cheating.
Okay.
and he just got banned.
This is
permanently.
like
Nobody threatened you, right?
Oh, they call me slurs under the sun, but like nobody threatened me.
What do you mean? Why?
this is a
It's
interesting.
a sports thing. You don't got to worry about it. It's nothing dangerous. You don't got to
Okay.
be
The
concerned.
dogs both did both, by the way.
It is an interesting time for this to be happening as well. I feel like there's just so much like tensity right now that it's like, or tension, that it's just kind of like, oh man, this isn't great. And then on top of it, you have Riot also like running this just as bad as they can. I mean, the fact that it took Beans putting it on Twitter and then
Well,
Riot being like, oh,
Not only
and
that, but
also
shout out to
Cubby,
Cubby. I was
think,
gonna say Cubby's the
Yeah.
unsung hero on all of this. Like him calling attention put this immediately in the spotlight.
yeah. Yeah, it just makes me chuckle because it took other people figuring it out. The ref apparently like misses it, but then it's shown on stream pretty much by accident, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, well I guess he's cheating in like broad daylight." And then all of a sudden, boom, cooked. I mean, that's kind of just it.
My favorite. Oh, I just completely lost my train of thought of what I was gonna say on it. Oh, that's tragic. I'm so sad about that. Damn, I started reading chat and just got completely lost in what I was gonna go
Yeah,
with.
you're good.
I don't know. Either way, there. I think Disguise is now just set to stay in the LCS. Did you watch any of the series today?
Yes, Luminosity, after they chucked that, I was like, this is a 3-0.
Yeah, it's done.
You don't come back from that mentally.
And also, I think they're gonna get fucked in Mexico as well whenever they play in finals. Like the biggest problem that
Yeah.
that roster has had is like whenever when you get them to like a big stage, they just choke. And Fake God, I continue to say, Fake God is the Tim Tebow of League of Legends, possibly one of, if not the greatest NACL player, due to his longevity, due to like all the accolades that he's been able to get. Will never have it in pro. Just will not. I've seen too much of it. It ain't gonna work. So
Yeah.
looks like unfortunately he's gonna be stuck down there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Luminosity has the guys who can actually, like, not choke as pressure builds.
Yeah.
They're just not the right team for that, sadly. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, DSG spent the right money, I'd say. They went and found the right people to fix their issues, and now they're kind of fine. They also looked pretty good towards the end of the year. I mean,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was kind of hoping they would move through this pretty easy.
I love XU, to be fair, as an individual.
hmm
It would not surprise me if the second they promote that he's replaced,
Yeah, he'll be gone.
because the amount of bad plays that allowed LG to stand a chance, like that game one, like just in general, it's tough. Who he's performing out of his mind. Rahel is playing team fights perfectly. Like I think I don't know.
Yeah, Rahel is crazy, bro. In that Ash game, him and Huhi were going nuts.
Who he in that Recon engage in game one was literally game saving. It was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And then on the Seraphine, he pops off.
Yep.
I mean, Huhi is just there right now.
Yep. Anything else on tier 2 before we go? Bigger picture. We'll work our way up. We'll start tier 2 to tier 1 to Worlds. We'll push through it because this is our pre-Worlds podcast. The next time that we talk on here, the first day of Swiss stage will be done.
Yeah,
Anything else tier 2?
I don't think I really have much else tier 2.
Oh, do you see Parse video on tier 2?
No.
Go watch it when you get a chance. This is an interesting thing. He talks about like the future of North America, like some of the things that he wants to see. And I thought it was a really good video. The one thing that's interesting to me is I remember, let me see if I can find the DM. Parth was one of the first people that reached out to me very early on in like me starting to grow as like a content creator. I don't know. I think we had like a very basic conversation. Yeah, this is back in 2022, December of 2022. And one of the things that he told me that you can kind of go back and timestamp in some of the videos here is, man, the LCS is dead. It's just simply dead. Like there's almost no recovering anything like this. And I remember my reaction to that at the time being, fuck you for telling me that it's dead. I'm not letting that happen where I'm going to keep like trying to grow this shit. Fuck that. Like I think I know I told you about it. I don't know if I publicly talked about it on the podcast, but I had conversations with quite a few people in the space that were like that. So it's good to see him come around and like not only like voice support for it, but try and like actively, vocally fight for it in a way that we need. Because like that's been my thing a lot with some people in the space. It's like, oh, you can say you support it and you want it to live, etc. You have to vocally fight for this shit. Like you have to like put every bit of pressure and effort you can into this space if you want to try and save it. And I'm happy he is. Although the college suggestion that he said is kind of at odds with what some, like he wants to see college become more of the pipeline, which I know we've talked about, but Clarkey and others who work in the college space have been like, yeah, scholarships are drying up because colleges don't see the value in it. So there is a looming problem with that portion of it. But beyond that, I thought it was good.
What's his YouTube? How do I find this video?
It's not even on YouTube. It's just on Twitter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's just like a 11-minute long Twitter video.
Oh. I'm not going to promise you I watch it.
No, I don't. You're fine. It was
I might, but...
It was just interesting. Like, it was
No, I
interesting
know.
to...
I just was meaning I'm so, like... I don't know, I guess bougie at this point with YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
I can't use any other website
I'm
not be able to close my phone.
I ain't even got YouTube Premium, and I can't use any other site besides TikTok and YouTube to watch videos. Twitch is almost unwatchable at points with the amount of ads that you get, and I apologize for this stream, but in case you didn't know, again, there's a minimum amount of ads that you have to run every hour, or you get in trouble. Or Twitch will force pre-roll, like 3 minutes of pre-roll ads on your channel.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to avoid that, so you deal with like a minute every so often here. But
yeah, I think what really hurts college as well with League of Legends is that there's actually a ladder. Like there's no real like arbitrary system to grading the players, so you can't like even fake if like Middle Tennessee, you know, plays Alabama in college League of Legends. You would just be able to look up the ranks and know whether or not it's worth watching. And like that doesn't really leave a lot up to like wondering, you know, like that Northern Illinois versus Notre Dame game could happen in college league, but nobody would have tuned in because they would have been like, oh my goodness, 4, you know, emeralds, like high emeralds or low diamonds beat 4 or 5 D1s, and everyone's just like, that's insane. But nobody would have watched because, yeah.
I mean, the hope is that obviously
you're also right. There's just not enough players.
No, there's not. I mean, look, there's gonna be issues with the talent development pipeline, which great transition. The big announcement today from Sheep, which we all kind of knew was coming to a certain extent, is that APA is officially out at Team Liquid. APA tweeted a nice little picture of him working at McDonald's, which I appreciated, but he ain't gonna be homeless for all that long. He'll get a team. Apparently he's in conversations with CB LOL, LCS, and LEC. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be so pissed if we lose into Europe. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Why is he actually trying to go to Europe?
I don't know whether he is or isn't, but I can see a world where every team in North America wants a Korean import mid.
Yeah. I don't know if... Ooh. No, I don't love that.
What, the K-Corp angle?
No, just thinking about him leaving.
I know.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about KC grabbing him now.
I don't know.
This is bad.
Because, like, if you think...
not just built for Shopify?
I mean, that's my thought, is that it has to be, hey, Sam.
Hello. I'll be right back.
Yep, go right ahead. I'll talk through this. Okay, so mid lane pool, the reason why this worries me a little bit is because you look at the top teams, and assuming assuming places don't change unless they have to, which obviously we know things are going to shift around based on contracts, who's free agent, who's not, who might buy out. Quid obviously might not go to Sentinels as like the clear replacement, but just looking at the transitions between them. At the top, you got FlyQuest with Quad. There's no reason for, I mean, they could replace them, but they're not going to replace them with anybody other than like a different Korean importer, Quid. You have 100 Thieves, soon to be Sentinels with Quid. You have C9 Loki, that's not changing. Team Liquid has an open spot, so that I mean, odds are they could probably go look at Korean solo queue, and that would fill your TL slot, assuming the Quid's not going to go there. DSG has Darkwings, who they might keep, or once they get promoted, they could go Korean mid if they want to, but I think they should stick with Darkwings. Shopify is going to replace Palafox 1000%. That's where I assume APA is going. But then you have Caney at Dig, which I wouldn't go to Dig if I was APA. I would hold out. I would just, that would be my last resort. I go to Europe, a worse team in Europe before I go to Dignitas. Lion has Saint. Doubt they're gonna go. Like I'm just nervous for what next year is gonna look like for North American mids.
Man, I don't know, because if you're Shopify and you can't get Quaid, APA is just the next best, no?
Yeah, I think so. And I think a change of environment, like you saw what happened with Fudge, where he's sitting on the bench and he's able to level up. You have to assume that APA has a high enough ceiling that you can work him to get to that point.
Yeah. I also don't think he was the worst part of that team. I mean, they had so many problems, from coaching to players to, I mean, Impact's fall off was huge. Jungle was not good. I mean, the whole year, really, Jungle wasn't good. Even with their first stand, random pop off. I wouldn't say Yuji was like doing anything impressive. He was kind of just there, and I know people are gonna give him a break because he was a rookie, so he'll get more time, but I don't think he was doing anything that made me go like, oh my goodness, he's relieved the pressure off of APA. It honestly felt like TL was completely dependent upon his one Ziggs game, getting them a win.
Yeah.
Like, if it didn't happen, then they didn't see how they could win the series.
The way I look at APA is I think APA is a great like glue player. He reminds me a lot of like Xmithy, but in the mid lane in a way, where he's never going to be the guy that hard carries you games, and that's fine sometimes. Like even though you want mid jungle to be strong, like I think you really like it in an ideal world with him. You have a strong top laner and a pretty lane heavy ADC. And you let him glue in and be the spot that like, hey, just don't in it away, and we got it. If you can win lane, which he will occasionally on some of his power picks, fine. But I think he gets back into form on a new team, personally.
Oh yeah, 100%. And with Shopify, I think he would have, I mean, it would just be a better team because his top laner isn't bad anymore. His jungler is like competent and makes plays, and he's really good at moving with the playmaking jungle who goes in. Like he was a big part of what kept Umti, going when Umti would have like 9 death games, but APA was just following him into every single one to get a trade kill. And then, I mean, our bottom lane, like I feel like that's fine. I don't think they're gonna move on from B-Boy because at the end of the year he started to look really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can't get Quid, then I think he is the other best option.
And let's be honest, Quid, if it's not Team Liquid at this point, it's either TL, realistically, it's either TL Sentinels or probably Korea, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I hate to say that you guys don't stand a chance at it, but I think Sentinels is going to be more willing to throw a bag at it than you guys are.
Probably.
And Quid's the type of player that you can absolutely build a franchise around and hope that you can eventually long term get him to overcome the stage nerves.
Yeah,
So
because I just haven't seen anything from Shopify hint that they intend to go big on money.
my only thing that I worry about with Team Liquid Quid is the environment. I wonder if it's going to be a little too not high pressure, but like, they're not going to be able to keep him loose. And that's the only thing that like kind of scares me about him a little bit.
Yeah, you can't really have two players who can fall off on pressure with him and Contracts. Contracts has moments where the lights get to him.
What with
I think, for
Shopify?
sure. Yeah, with Shopify,
Yeah.
it would be pretty tough thinking about him on Shopify. With you saying like the pressure, that would be a problem. I mean, on TL, I think Quid could be okay. I don't know how he work with Yuji though. Because I just don't know if
No.
Yuji
I
is
don't.
gonna what he does.
I think if you're Team Liquid, you import a jungler.
And then top, you go find a guy.
Dokla.
Yeah, you could take Dokla. You're right.
You like the biggest thing is you are building this roster around Yawn. Specifically Yawn. Having Quid there who can play make without needing every bit of resources. Obviously, if you put resources into him, he's fine. But like, I think Dokla is a great player to just come in and be exactly what you need for the team. Yes, Con Yuji is an import as of right now, but I mean a different import. I mean a Korean import. So
Yeah, I don't know if TL has the coaching staff that I would think you need for a Quid.
for now, we don't know their full coaching staff, to be clear.
True.
So that's the other thing that's
Maybe
kinda,
their culture. I know you already kind of hit on their culture, but their culture in Quid, the longer I sit on it, you are right. Like,
it
I
worries
don't
me.
like it.
No,
Yeah.
because like the thing with 100 Thieves, for better or for worse, it's like, hey, when things get tough, we are gonna hit it hard. But you know what? Stay loose. Like, do what you can to stay fucking loose and just like mentally like vibe and like be all together on the same page and you're good. I like
Oh.
they were
I
saying
don't know
K
if
Corp is
that-
interested. Oh god. Oh
I don't know how that would look
fuck,
for
man.
Quid. I don't know if he could handle that, to be honest.
I mean,
That's a
I'll
lot.
tell you what would be good for him. Like in theory, you get him at a state, you get him in a place where he can practice being on stage more.
Yeah.
Maybe it could work.
Eventually, you gotta get good, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My thing is that it's trial by fire with him. Like I don't think
Yeah.
he plays on stage enough in front of these big crowds enough to be able to do it. And if you like,
I mean, he's never played with an ADC that good.
no,
I
oh
genuinely
no,
do think Callista is insane.
That's the thing. I
Like,
think
especially when his team isn't running it.
that's the other thing with like Team Liquid or KC in particular. It's like, yeah, if you go to either one of those, you have an insane AD carry to play with. So
Ah, Casey's waiting for Worlds to end before they talk to Quid. Get on it. You don't need Worlds to
that
end,
was something that Parth oh, that's what I was gonna say. In Parth's video, he's like, I want to see stricter anti-poaching rules for tier 2 because all the tier 2 players get grabbed up by LCS teams. And the second I heard that, I thought Mr. Poachman himself is probably not gonna like Parth saying that.
No, he can say what he wants. And they can try to strict it up all they want, but you're telling me the company who can't even see what a guy's doing with his alt tabs is gonna catch poaching? Yeah, right. Good luck.
What was the nickname
You're
we came up for you
monitoring-
last week?
The what?
There was a nickname that we came up with for you last week about
Oh, I
poaching.
can't remember what they called me.
I don't know. Maybe Chad will bail me out on this one, but
I can't remember what they were calling me.
somebody had a banger nickname for you for that. I can't.
I get
remember.
all kinds of nicknames.
Oh god.
I mean, I just don't see how they haven't already called him. In my head, they've already
Well,
called
but don't forget that apparently they said that like some of the players on 100 Thieves have like verbal commitments going.
Papa Poach. That's what Khan called me.
That wasn't it, but
Papa
I
Poach.
appreciate that. I do.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, Sniper did say that. During the
Yeah.
split, he said a lot of players already have their verbals lined up.
I mean,
And I was
for
like,
100 Thieves
that's
players, as you
obvious.
should. Like, I hate
Yeah.
it, but as you should. Like, I
Yeah.
I came out on the rendezvous. I said what I need to say, and the fact that, hey, I don't like that that's a thing. I wish that we could just enjoy the split and focus on this and focus on now before, going into next year. But at the same time, I fucking get it. I really do.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't know. Either way, were there any other moves? We talked about the Impact one last week, I think. I know Rainover. Hey, thank you for the sub. Also, thank you to all the followers. Let me read these out real quick. It was Kevin King, Cold One, MKJS. All thank you for the follows. But I mean, the other news that we've kind of talked about passively, but it did break after the podcast last week, is that Sentinels are officially confirmed to be the replacement for 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Did you see what Lunar put in there, by the way?
Yeah.
In his second love can. You know how happy I am? But no, Sentinels, okay. What Khan just put was what I was about to talk about. The fact it's allegedly for free after all the opinions I had about the cage rule thing. And a lot of people telling me, I'm not gonna say everyone, but a lot of people are telling me, KC is being annoying like always, talking about how it's unfair that Caedrel's team gets in and LR's just chilling and nothing bad's happening to them. And you know what? It's not anybody's fault. It's not Caedrel's fault that they get in for free. And you know what? You shouldn't have bought in. You're stupid if you did that. Why'd you buy in? That was your mistake. And then Sentinels gets in free, and all of a sudden everybody with the team who spent money on LCS franchise spots went, well, this seems a bit economically unfair if you ask me, just from a economics perspective. I don't think that's fair. And I was like,
but Paul,
it's weird how
but
now
Paul,
it's
they get a
big.
higher cut of the distribution apparently for being
Yeah,
equity
yeah.
teams. That could be
So
$20,000 different for all we know.
KC. Yeah. And it's crazy when that happened in LEC. Every team was just too scared to say anything, but KC's so big, they've already they've had moments where broadcasters literally just bash their fans openly, so it doesn't matter what they do at this point. They know it. So they can come out and just be like, I think this is dumb. And they can say that, and everyone just goes, all right, yeah, they said that. And they put it out there in the open, and then we'll see what happens. And then more orgs start leaking through Sheep because they can't afford to take the hit. They go, we also thought it was dumb, but they do it quietly. And I'd rather be a fan. All I'm saying is, I'd rather be a fan of a team where the owner's willing to just straight up go, I think that's stupid, actually. I think that's really dumb. Than be the fan of the team that's going, well, we leaked it through our 7 different insiders, and we're really hoping that they don't hurt us. Please don't hurt us. We don't want to do that. But we do think this is bad for the league. So stupid. And maybe that's the old, toxic TSM in me. That was yeah, the people running this league are morons. So somebody's got to tell them they're morons. And I will say, Sentinels, well, I will say good for them. Good job. Really, to whoever's running them. I didn't think they had it in them. I thought they were financially morons. Turns out they aren't. Because they walked up to Riot and went, we'll give you nothing. We just want in. And Riot went, sure. And took them. That's crazy work. To be like, pay you? We're not paying you. We'll pay you an exposure. That's about it. And Riot went, well, I guess we need that. So we'll take the deal. That's crazy.
I would just,
Insane to me.
before I say anything else, I just want to say, to every single one of you that doubted me when I said long-term non-equity partner, and everyone's like, no, they're gonna sell the slot. Why would you give it out for free? They're probably gonna sell it for like $10 million of all this. For the second time tonight. I was right, fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't my team, though. They replaced us with somebody else, which, hey, I get. Our owner said you should probably be a fan elsewhere. I get that we were probably fucked from the jump.
Yeah.
I'm fully, like, I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm calling it now. This is the end of franchising in 4 years.
Yeah.
Mark my
I can
words.
see that.
Mark my words. In the next 4 years, Riot will have paid back every single team in the LCS. And there will be no such thing as a equity partner anymore. Because what the fuck does that equity bring any of them? Higher distribution of the revenue pool for now. Apparently, according to Beans, it's like 1/3 for DSG, which is a pretty significant difference. And I think that actually will bring more problems than you think by having that big of an income disparity that Disguise can't make up by no proxy of their own. It's not their fault that they weren't part of the initial sponsors. They didn't even exist whenever franchising began. And they don't want to fuck their corporate structure to get in, like a K Corp or an MCOY. Like, I promise you, by the end of in the next 4 years, Riot will finally just pay everybody out. Because the value of that franchise slot just immediately dipped the second Sentinels got announced that they were in there for free.
Yeah.
Not that it should matter anyways, to be very clear. Every single one of those partners should want to be in the league long term and never want to sell. Therefore, it should never in theory have value. But because of the situation that they're in, if Riot was smart, Riot would fork over $4 million for the remaining teams, $24 million, like just take the hit, and maybe you can once and for all get rid of this. LEC is tough because I think the value of those slots is still a little bit higher. Like market value is probably like what? Closer to 10-ish. But
yeah,
like,
I think LEC will be really hard for them.
My thing is, if the teams were smart, which I'm not claiming they are, if the teams were smart, I think you sell your equity, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Because what does it get you? Besides that extra money, does it actually get you a seat at the table? No, the fuck it doesn't. It really doesn't. Like all these problems that we're sitting here having, the weekday change that we all knew was bad, the force into the LTA North, which we all knew was bad. What the fuck did teams what did teams do about that? What power did they have to veto it? None. They have no fucking power over the league that they have equity in. So get rid of the equity. Just pay it out. Let Riot have unilateral control, which is scary, but that's just going to be how it is because that's the system that we live in, and fucking deal with it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else you say at this point. You took a risk. You went out, you got investment because you wanted to be in the League of Legends space. Riot fucked you over with the system, for sure. But if you want to fix this going forward for the better health of North America, long term, you got to get rid of it. Doesn't mean you get rid of like the model of the franchise thing with just partners like the VCT has rather than this. You get the same deal that Sentinels has. And that's it. And you keep going. But you got to get rid of this system. It's got to go.
Yeah, I don't know what LEC does. That'll be a very long
Oh, the LEC's fucked.
long war.
I think the LEC is really like that because that's 24 million is already like assuming it's just, for the 6 teams, 4 million apiece. That's already a lot. For the LEC, they have so much more that they can ask for.
And I assume there has to be a level of the teams being willing to sign away their spot. So I don't think Riot can just break those deals. I would think.
I
Do you
mean,
think they just have a refund button?
no, I
Or
don't think I don't
clause, I
think
know,
there's a
but-
refund button, but what I do think is that I think Riot's probably got the better lawyers. And Riot can sit here and
Probably.
say, "We're going to cut this and we will drag you into court for a blip until the end of fucking time."
EU's a lot harder though for a
E-
mega corp
oh,
to win.
100. That's what I'm saying. I think Europe's fucked. Like
I
Europe,
see what you mean.
like
Oh yeah, LEC. Okay, we're saying
LEC's fucked. I'm saying
for
North
LA though.
America.
Yeah, okay.
North America, I
I
think
see
you
what
can.
you're
I think
saying.
Riot can strong arm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you there. LCS, yeah, those teams are hosed.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Riot doesn't even need a clause. I'm
No.
sure America would just be like, well, who has more money? And when Riot walks up, they'll be like, sounds good to me. You won. Europe's gonna look at them and be like, well, you signed the deal. It's not our fault. You can't get out of this the way you want.
Yeah, and also I don't think the owners would let it. I think
No, I don't think they
the
would.
owners in Europe are, from what we hear, way more selfish than North America.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that we're already at like a 9 out of 10 selfish level in NA. Like we're hitting like 11 near or 10 near 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, I don't think any of them would because they can still sell. Like you said, the market value there is almost break even. Like,
well, it is and
or
it isn't.
better.
The problem is if every single team puts their slot on sale, then the product that is worthless. Like it's a balancing
yeah.
game. If a team were to leave now, I think they easily get their money back. But if
Yeah.
every team leaves, then nobody gets their money back. Like it's law of supply and demand and the interactions between the two. So it's like a really tough. It's really, really tough to figure it out. No, Luna, you good? Just choking everything up. But
yeah, I do think though they. I think I know they can't really all sell at once, so they can't cash out, I guess.
Yeah.
But owning that spot in the league is so valuable for the ones who are making money, like KC, Imkoi, G2, Fnatic, that for the rest of them, they can sell it because people are going to think they can make the money the other four are.
Yeah.
And they'll always be able to keep rotating. And really, it's not about how good are the top team slots worth because the franchise is kind of what's worth it, not the actual slot
Yeah.
for them. But for bottom teams, as long as they're selling at break even, the league is fine. In
Yeah.
theory.
I mean, the biggest problem you just have those like, again,
You don't want turnover, yeah.
not only you don't want turnover, but you also do in the LEC. You want the shitty teams gone. Because it's like it's a bad house in a neighborhood. It will devalue the other homes around it if they're not taking care of their shit. It's in everybody's best interest in a neighborhood to all take care of your property so that everybody around you's property value goes up. Because people want to be in a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
So like same thing here. And like eventually the bad teams you hope filter out, but the reality is you can coast. So I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens long term. But did you see what got announced in Valorant in their partnership thing?
No.
Tier 2 teams will have a direct path to qualification for champs. For their worlds, the top tier 2 teams will get guaranteed a slot in the playoffs of their region.
What?
Yes, as a way to possibly qualify in. It's only like 1 or 2 teams, I think. I don't know the exact number, but it's going to be basically like they will not get access to any of the other events. So the 3 different Valorant Masters tournaments they can't access in any way, shape, or form. But they want champions to be like this whole ecosystem thing. So they're allowing everybody to qualify in.
So it's like what they want to do with LR.
Yeah, it would be what LR is doing with the LEC.
What LEC
but
wants to do next year, yeah.
correct.
For spring.
Correct.
Or winter.
It would be exactly that. Except they would not play in the regular season. They would just go to playoffs, I guess.
I think I mean, in honesty, it's harmless. because those teams shouldn't win, right?
Yeah.
Like it is harmless. I mean especially the uh for more league perspective for LR coming up, who cares? I mean they're probably not gonna
Oh,
win
they're gonna
and
get fucking
qualify.
toasted.
Yeah, and that's okay. I can see why teams are mad because they feel like eventually these are going to become a permanent idea. If it was for Worlds, I'd feel weird about it.
Really?
Yeah, as long as they keep it to MSI in first stand, I'm not as mad. I think MSI is still a little weird. I think you should be a tier 1 org to qualify for Worlds or MSI.
See, it's interesting because coming from a Call of Duty background, not modern champs under the franchise system because that's
Mhm.
unfortunately shit as is. The old system for us, the way it used to work, or the way the open system was, is that Call of Duty tournaments had 12 teams that qualified via the Pro League and like basically your top points leaders at the time of the tournament. But your top points leaders were always the people in the Pro League because they got more points for being in the Pro League and playing there. So there was benefit of qualifying
Yeah.
there. And then those 12 teams got split into 4 different pools. And then one team from an open bracket, you literally showed up, paid $100, and your team was entered in the tournament. You could qualify all the way up, and 4 teams would get into those pools and play
Hmm.
against the pro teams. And then you go into a double elimination bracket. The whole tournament's basically a double elim. So the team, like say the rookie team goes up, they get smashed, they finish fourth, they immediately start in losers bracket, but they keep going. So in theory, you had like 16 teams that were like your top teams at the event that played in like the main event of each like MLG Vegas, whatever you want to name it, each roadshow. Champs was 32 teams. It was double the amount. You opened it up to more people. It was seen as like this global phenomenon. Like, even though there would be some shit teams from like APAC and the UK because like Call of Duty outside of America is not good. You would have these teams that were so much worse than the top teams typically were, also still playing in COD champs. And it brought this element of, oh, this feels bigger than just a normal event. So it's interesting when people have the perspective of like, and I don't blame you for thinking this, of like, hey, if tier 2 teams come up, it feels worse. For me, it feels bigger. Sure, some of the games might be smacks and lopsides. Yeah, that happens every time that you have the best teams in the world facing off against shitters. But some of those games against the shitters are really fucking fun because you get some pop off plays, and it's a good warm up for the top teams before they go into their hard matchups that will be coming later in the tournament. It gets them primed and ready for that. So I don't mind tier 2 teams being in there because in theory the top teams should beat them, and then it gets them informed so that say for example we have a tournament with the LCS and NACL, and FlyQuest beats the shit out of the top or the bottom NACL teams, and so does C9, and so does 100 Thieves. Well, guess what? Now they're warmed up by the time all of them face each other in the bracket.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that being. I mean, that seems like a really fun idea. There's just something to me. I'd have to see how they do the bracket, I guess, but it would feel weird if, let's say 6 of the 8 in a tier 1 teams go to playoffs, right? And then we bring up 2 of the tier 2 teams to those playoffs with them.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be one little 4-team bracket before that. And it should be the bottom 2 teams in tier 1 play the top 2 teams in tier 2
Yeah, so you're playing
to
match.
qualify to
Yeah.
playoffs. But just because I don't, as long as they do that, it's fine. I just think it would be weird because there would, in some way, be a weird advantage
Yeah.
for being tier 2, which I know isn't really true, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, because you're playing worse teams and you're not getting all the good practice of tier 1. But if you're getting scrims from tier 1 while you just easily qualify to this bracket from tier 2, then you would theoretically have an easier path than like a bottom feeder
Yeah,
team.
I can see that. I don't know. Either way, I think this whole system is in trouble. The Sentinels
You
thing,
do.
the Sentinels thing, and the Los Fratones thing just set the precedent that like franchising as we know it now is. I mean, we already knew it was collapsing, but
Yeah.
this is going to speed up the process even more, if I had to guess.
I think it's going to be a lot harder for them in EU, though. I know we've
Yeah,
already both
yeah.
said that. It's just I wonder how this is going to play out because in NA, I think they can just do whatever they want, like you said earlier. But in EU, I'm very curious. They're going to try to strong arm this, and they are fighting some owners who really do feel like this sucks,
Yeah.
and they want more value than I think Riot wants to give them for their spots.
Speaking of things that Riot does or does not want to give, I think we can transition on to Worlds finally.
Yeah.
We spent an hour talking about everything else, but we do have to talk about Worlds and leave it to Europe, or at least European players, to continue carrying the drama of the offseason prior to Worlds every fucking year, without question. We'll get into the games here in a second, but the headline that we have to talk about for Worlds is that Blippo caused some drama today as he was notably removed from the World's Anthem. And Riot publicly coming out saying that they don't support the message that he said, his words, and they're delaying the publishing of the World's Anthem to Monday to allow for more time for them to fix it.
Yep. I don't. I mean, I agree with their sentiment that we don't stand with what he said. I think it's probably a net positive for them if they feel like it's important
Yeah.
to do that. If they think it's like something that, you don't want to, I guess, highlight a player that you think is negative, then that's probably the right move. It is strange because Khan mentioned today that like Riot still hasn't never suspended him for it.
I mean,
This
they're
is
just
what
they're
punishing him
passively
for.
taking FlyQuest punishment. Like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Which I think is, I guess, fair. You can't. I mean, it's tough because you would have thought they would have just punished him for most of that playoffs, not the one series thing.
Cloud brought up an interesting point that this could be sponsor tied. That MasterCard or somebody else affiliated with Worlds did not want Blippo being on that music video,
That's a
which is
good
going to be
point.
shown on broadcast a ton. And they didn't want
That's a
it
good point.
associated with that in any way, shape, or form because people have a very valid claim, especially with the Saudi stuff, of like, hey, so you're willing to to broadcast EWC and have like all this other shit going on. You have scandal, like many people have talked about the scandals in the LPL. Like, it's not like you have the best representatives
Well,
everywhere. Like maybe
we don't talk about what the Eastern teams do. That's not our problem.
no.
They play good league.
Well,
Come on.
ah,
They play good league and we'll just leave it.
does the LPL play good league this year? We'll get into that in a minute here.
Not really, probably. That's a fair point.
We'll touch on that
That's
in a
a fair
minute.
point.
But look, I've said from the jump, if you want to set the tone from the top, this is the type of thing that you got to do. FlyQuest should have done this, in my opinion, more than what they did. Like, I think it should have been way more like, I don't know. You like compare the weight of the statements that were made from Riot in this situation versus FlyQuest. And it feels like the weight is just drastically different. Now, granted, one has a heavier hand in this situation or the ability to apply a heavier hand. But like, I don't know. I know Khan is on his thing about how Blippo's still going to be on the broadcast. Look, my thing is, it's a tough balance that you have to, or tough act that you have to balance, because people are ultimately allowed to still have their own opinions regardless of how shitty they are. And you allow them to compete by nature of it being a sport. But you don't have to endorse them on your Riot official products like your World's music video and like things that are more closely tied to that. It's the same reason why you don't see the NFL like out here promoting Harrison Butker the same way that they do Patrick Mahomes. Partially by nature of it being a kicker versus a quarterback, but like, I'm just like, I think
Patrick Mahomes allows some pretty interesting takes from his family, but
he does. But I'm saying,
I think Patrick Mahomes is under the category though of too good at the game.
Fine, we'll go Travis.
A lot of the Eastern players.
We'll go Travis Kelce then. We'll go Kelce.
Yeah, okay.
We'll stick with him then, because he ain't great right now. So like,
yeah, there's a certain category that you just call too good, and you can do what you want. Does not matter.
In my opinion, there's a difference between it being like you can't stop an athlete from doing the thing that they're doing unless you make that a rule against the sport. But you can say that you like the product that you put out as a company, you don't believe in the same values, and because of that, you won't have him represented in any additional content beyond what needs to happen. I think that's fair, personally. Unless you want to draw that hard line that like those types of things are against like competitive rules, then that's fine. But Riot is clearly signaling here that it's not. And that's it. And that's why they didn't like, I didn't think Riot was going to touch them on that front either to a certain extent. The punishment had to come from FlyQuest.
It's just difficult for me to think about because they are doing EWC.
Yeah, like, it's performative.
They advertised it.
Yeah.
So what of their advertisers on their official broadcasts, like, who of them is like, EWC, that's cool on there, but what Bibbo said, that's a step too far. That was just a step too far. But EWC, what are you going to do? That's about as morally correct as it gets.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do about that.
No, look, here's the thing. I will just make it clear. Do I think this was the right action taken by Riot in the situation? Yes, I do personally believe that. Does that mean that they're making the morally correct decision within themselves? No, they contradict themselves all the fucking time. And this is another one where they are, but that doesn't mean that I don't think it's not objectively the right decision in the moment. But I also think the right decision is not doing EWC, but I don't get any fucking say on that. So.
Yeah, and it is, like you said, it's fine, I guess, that they're doing. Or what they did is, like, still a good response. It's a correct response.
I think it is. I know some people don't see it this way, but I think doing it in the manner that they did here will have more of a stain on the legacy than just like a 2-game suspension will, or a 2-series suspension will.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are the types of things, if they're talked about within the league community, they won't be forgotten. Like, even though we all remember Svenskeren getting banned from Worlds, and I'm not saying that that's not insignificant and that it wouldn't, like, you wouldn't remember it, this music video will be played and shown in league history way more times than whatever banned series Blippo was supposed to play in and didn't. And you will always have that perpetual reminder there.
Yeah. Also, if they were going to ban him, doing it for Worlds would be weird because they had like 3 series they could have done it for domestically.
Yeah, if you were going to take action, you had to do it quick.
International would be very strange. Because Svenskeren's ban was for something like incredibly stupid he did at the event.
Yeah.
Like, they went to the event after they qualified, and then he changed his name to that stupid name. Blippo said this comment during our run, like, I feel like it'd be weird to say, we're going to save the punishment for after you get to the event, the biggest one of the year, and then punish you there. Because we think the league that we're running in your home field is so stupid and obviously unimportant that there's no reason to even punish you there, because who cares? That'd be very strange to be like, it's just not an important league. Or, it is Riot, and after watching how long it took them to figure out that Summit was cheating, it could be this is just their normal investigation time. And EG and TSM, it takes them years.
Yep.
I mean, with EG, it took them almost a whole year to go. We figured it out. They're bad people. that was like crazy how long it took. Even with TSM, it felt like it took way longer than you would need. I feel like everybody knew TSM weren't good people, or Reggie wasn't a good person, and they were like, "All right, 6 long months of thinking, we've decided he's bad," and it's like, okay, thank you. That really was important.
Yeah. Anything else on that topic? Or
But
can we
yeah.
actually talk about Worlds?
Yeah, I don't have much. No, I don't think. Yeah, even Carlos. I mean, Lunar.
Oh God.
I guess is right. Like,
Yeah, they
yeah,
didn't. They didn't do
Carlos.
shit
It
with
took
Carlos.
forever, and then
Well,
their
no.
ultimate decision was
Didn't they? I thought they acted pretty quick on that.
that one might have been quick, but their decision was honestly, I think the decision they made on Carlos was because they learned from the TSM one. They went, well, we don't want to lose our big orgs. We'll just get him to sell his stake, but not really sell his stake, just relinquish his board position.
Yeah.
And
He did
that'll
cost
be
him the
fine.
Valorant slot. Lunar's right.
Yeah, they did take that. Did G2 play their way in?
They played their way in, yeah, in North America.
Yeah.
So they eventually got in. But
But that is a good point. It did cost them a slot.
yeah. But speaking of slots, starting next Wednesday, we got 8 slots up for grabs in the World's Knockout stage. We got 2 straight weeks of Swiss stage play. But first, a T1 versus Invictus Gaming matchup. I'm guilty of doing this a lot over the last 3 weeks of actual games and writing off teams from the jump who magically come back and have a chance, aka Brazil against Shopify, Brazil against 100 Thieves. Not really Brazil against FlyQuest, but mostly the 2 of those. Am I right in writing off Invictus Gaming in this moment?
I feel like this is the ultimate gotcha moment where people are gonna think too hard about it and not pick T1 for their pick'ems, unless you can wait for after that series, which I don't think you can. I think you have to put in the pick'ems.
Yeah, you have to
before
put
that
them in
round?
before. Yep.
And I feel like this is where everyone's gonna think too hard, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is the time T1 falls because of blah 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 blah," and then Faker's gonna do what Faker does, because somehow he's the oldest player at this tournament, but he's also still just easily by far that dude.
Here's my question to you. Is T1 the 4th best team from Korea?
I don't know because I don't watch Korea.
All right, I'll answer that. No, T1 is not the 4th best team from Korea. They're at least the 3rd. At least. KT should be in that slot. If KT was in that slot, I think we have an entirely different conversation. I still don't think IG beats them because I think China in general is really weak this year. But T1 coming into this is 3rd. They're going to demolish IG. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be such a quick 3-0
Well,
stop.
now you're worrying me. Don't do this.
I've got faith in T1
This
at
is
Worlds.
changing my head narrative really hard right now. Don't like this. I don't like this. This is bad. Continue, but you're really ruining my thoughts.
I think T1 wins this 3-0 pretty easily and then goes 3-1 and gets out of groups. Or gets out of Swiss. The only team that they lose to is either Genji or Hamid Life when they draw them in that top 4 matchup, assuming that they don't face them earlier on. The only teams that T1 are dropping games or series from this entire Worlds are Genji, Hamid Life, and BLG. That's it.
And you think T1's winning the whole thing?
I think T1's winning Worlds. Yeah.
Gosh dang it, dude.
You can say I don't give a I do not give a fuck what people say about T1's overrated. T1 this, T1 that. I said it last year when we came in the Worlds. Do you really pick against T1 at Worlds? No, you don't. You don't pick against T1 at Worlds. Like, again, you just said about making it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss it. 100 Thieves, or not 100 Thieves, Jesus Christ. T1's winning Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
At a minimum,
This is the worst.
I will give you this. That is my 90% prediction. Do you want to know what my 100% prediction is?
What?
Gen G sure is fucking winning it.
Oh, great.
It's going to be anyone but Gen G.
Well, you're taking the whole field. That's pretty.
It's going to be either Homo.
not
No,
like-
it's either going to be Homo Life, BLG, or T1. But it's not going to be Gen G. Do you know the last time that a favorite has won Worlds?
Harder. No.
The pre-betting favorite to win Worlds. The last time I think they said somebody had it on Twitter. It was like 2014 or 2015.
2014 or 15.
Was the last time that the tournament favorite coming in won it. Like the odds-on betting favorite won. People saying Homo Life's not better than Gen G. At Worlds, they are. At Worlds, I'm taking anybody. Like Gen G is going to choke at Worlds. Chovy is not that guy at Worlds. I'm sorry, he's not.
You don't think this is the year of Chovy?
No, it is not. Is the year of Chovy everywhere else as it has been, as just like it was last year? Gen G is 100% not winning Worlds.
Or Hanwha? You're that down on Hanwha too?
I'm not. Chat might be. I'm not. Who's your prediction to win Worlds?
I don't know. I haven't watched the videos yet. I want to listen to some about Asian teams more.
Psychopathic Poro is a great channel.
Psychopathic Poro.
Yeah, he's my favorite on doing team previews.
And Aries is about to drop a video too. I want to listen to that. But I want to get some ideas more. I really do like Genji. I just feel like Canyon's so good.
He is. Canyon's great. Chovy's great.
And they have
Keen's
they have
great.
everything you'd want now in my head. Because they also have Ruler. And I do love Ruler.
Ruler's great. Duro's great. They're not winning Worlds.
Just you doing this thing though. This thing is what's killing me.
What thing?
When people get too confident about T1, it worries me.
I don't make the rules.
Because the last couple years it's been, like, oh, we don't know about T1,
Nah,
so then it makes sense.
2023, it was okay. To be fair, T1 has not been the betting favorite coming into the last two Worlds.
Yes.
Which, is it or is it not the exact same position they're in now? T1 used to say, David used to say, with T1 they choke and can't win. Yeah, and once they figured it out, guess what? They click, and now you don't bet against them.
Yeah. Because how many did they win in a row?
2, about to be 3.
Well, yeah, no.
Look, I'm very
I've been
consistent.
forgetting now because I always thought it was 2, but then people start talking about the 3P, and I couldn't tell if they were saying they had 1-3, and I was like, is my memory just broken? I don't remember 3.
I say the same thing. I said the same thing about FBI. FBI got on the big stage for the longest period of time, choked his ass off every fucking time until the one time that he didn't, and all of a sudden now he's clutch on the main stage. I don't know why, but he flipped that switch, and now he's good.
Yep.
So, flipping that back here. T1 went through that stretch where they just could not get it figured out. It's the Tiger Woods at majors. Tiger Woods, the greatest golfer ever to play the game. Without question. He won so many majors. All of a sudden, his wife hits him with a 5-iron after running into a tree and a fire hydrant. Dude just loses his ability to win a major. Okay? Goes out the window entirely.
Golf's a bit of
Go
a
on.
mental game. And
So is League. Okay?
yeah, but I mean, he had some mental things going.
Sure. A lot of Vicodin, too. A lot of Vicodin.
Yeah.
And It fucked with him. And you know what? It took 11 years. It took 11 years for him to finally overcome that. But he did get there. But up until that point, I kept saying the same thing. He's gonna keep choking. He ain't got
Someone
it for
just
now.
said they'll go bald if T1 doesn't win.
If T1 doesn't win,
Are they serious? You'll do this, Kevin? You'll go bald? I mean, I'm down for that. I think that'd be funny. I really do like Hanwha and Genji, though. I think they did, like, all the moves you would think they need to do to build teams that can compete with T1 now. No? Like, Hanwha went and got Zeus. And really, that's what you need. You need somebody who can clutch up. He's not playing perfect, but at Worlds he plays really good.
yep.
He can level up. We know Zeka can level up.
Calvin said, "Can't what I'm saying be applied to Chovy?" Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is being applied to Chovy. In the same way that Team 1 is winning Worlds, Gen G's not winning Worlds. Until they do it. And then once they do it, T1 ain't winning Worlds and Gen G's winning Worlds every time. Because then the switch has been flipped. And until it's flipped back, and until somebody in this godforsaken esport shows me the ability to flip these things back and forth on the biggest world stage, as of right now, we got trends. And I follow trends.
Oh dear.
You know what a trend I'm also not liking? The amount of games that we've played. I think North America is in for a rough Worlds. We're getting bailed out by the fact that we can get not a guaranteed team out in FlyQuest, but somebody other than China or Korea is guaranteed one slot out of this Swiss stage. It's likely going to be FlyQuest. But man, would it be fucking funny for it to be 100 Thieves. It would be so funny. Oh, it'd be the best thing in the world. Bless you. It'd be the best thing in the world. All right, hear me out. I am not for a domestic matchup to qualify at all. But 100 Thieves somehow pulls it out of their ass, and FlyQuest unfortunately gets bad matchups, and they both see each other in that 2-2 matchup. And just like to start the year, back in Split 1, 100 Thieves pulls it out of their ass and beats FlyQuest to move on to the group stage. Immediately gets bitch slapped by T1 3-0. End of story, move on, 100 Thieves is done.
I'm struggling now. You've really made me rethink a lot of this tourney.
How? It's pretty cut
I
and
don't
dry.
like the way you're painting things.
Okay, so then how would you paint them? What's your story going into this world?
I feel like of all the ones, this is the Worlds where you just look at Chovy and you're like, why wouldn't this be the one where he finishes like ascending the throne? Because this is kind of the year where Chovy has beaten his demons. They went and got him the guy.
What demons?
Like to add
What
to him.
what demons did Chovy beat this year?
I would say at MSI.
He won MSI last
They
year.
beat T1. I know, but they beat T1 in that series.
It's MSI. Didn't they beat?
Yeah, but T1 is known like for leveling up internationally.
Not
I know
not
not
fully
at
at
MSIs all
MSI.
the time, but T1 is known for this. Like they play better in the clutch moments than Chovy will, and I think Chovy actually clutched up there. Chovy once again wins domestic. I know he always wins domestic, and now going into Worlds, I would say Gen G is like literally built of 3 dudes whose legacies have been stunted by Faker, and it would just make sense for all of them to break that together. When you look at Ruler, Canyon, Chovy.
And I will give credit to, I think it was Khan and somebody else in chat, that what happened the last time T1 was going for the three-peat.
Oh, were they last time?
What happened the last time T1 was going for the three-peat? 20,
I don't know.
2017 Worlds, they were going for the three-peat. They won in 2015, 2016. They were going for 3 in a row.
Mm.
What happened in Worlds 2017?
I don't remember.
Samsung
have to-
Galaxy beat them in the finals 3-0.
Mm,
Who
okay.
who is Samsung Galaxy now?
Yeah, ruler.
No,
Yeah.
Gen G.
Well, Gen G, yes, but they have ruler again.
So we could see a rematch of 2017, Samsung Galaxy versus T1, Gen
But
G
this would be
versus
ruler
T1.
getting his second time stopping Faker from three-peating.
And where was Worlds in 2017?
China.
Bro, there's so many narrative points. There's so many narrative points going into this Worlds. It's actually insane.
John, I'm not gonna debate who's better between Canyon and Ruler. I just like them both.
Owner.
I think they're both insane.
Owner.
Yeah, okay.
Owner legitimately is the best jungler of Worlds over the last 3 years.
No, I'm saying like, is Canyon or Ruler better than each other as Chovy's right-hand man?
No.
On Gen G, I don't care. I think they're both awesome.
What's going to be great is we get to Worlds and Faker just comes out of a hyperbolic time chamber again in knockout stage for some godforsaken reason that none of us understand.
I mean, it just seems right, no? That the 3 guys who have constantly been held back by him go and do their thing and stop his three-peat. I mean, even the numbers make sense. 3 guys stopping the three-peat. Ruler in China stopping the three-peat. The more things you say, you're a narrative guy. I know you're sweating bullets now.
No, I kind of am. I'm not gonna lie. You got me shitting bricks. I ain't gonna cap. I was so gung-ho coming to this. Like, you know what? T1's got it. But the more I look at it, the more I think about it further. I'm like, fuck, I don't like this. This is my NFL retirement narrative being shoved in my face, and I don't like it.
The only thing that would make it crazier would be if then Chovy and it's Delight, right? On Genji
no,
or
Doro.
who is it?
Delight's
If
on Hama.
Doro and Chovy then go to NA.
True, because of
That'd
how
be
Crown
crazy.
and
Yeah. Crazy.
bro, it has to be T1 Genji in finals. No, it has
Yeah.
to be. It would be so cinematic. Even if I'm scared, it would be a 3-0. I'd be so scared that it's a 3-0, like a quick 3-0. But man, fuck. All right, well, okay. At minimum, I'm still on 100%. The T1 is crushing the shit out of Invictus Gaming in a playing stage. And I'm still on the fact that T1 will get out of Swiss stage 3-1.
Mhm.
Fuck.
That's fair.
Fuck. God damn.
I'm just happy I finally found your narrative to really blow up your world.
No.
You hate narratives like that.
I hate it because I need to buy into it so bad.
Yep.
Oh, man. God damn it.
Oh man, that's good. I like that.
Fuck. Look, Faker had hands problems 2 years ago and fixed it somehow for Worlds. I don't want to hear it about champion problems for that man. He'll be fine.
I really don't think you can say that champ pool is going to be a problem for Faker. It
No.
doesn't matter.
Absolutely not.
You give him a month, he puts it together. Every time. It's not even a question. He does it every time.
Oh.
Like,
We'll see.
I mean, and China still has. I know LPL's not playing like perfect league, but you gotta be careful when something like this year happens, where you're just not looking at China. Everyone's really counting them out. Weird things happen. Weird things can always happen. And right now, we're all sitting here going, China doesn't stand a chance.
I think the top teams at China, I think AL and BLG stand a chance. I think there's a very high likelihood that from there it's just a shit show.
Hmm.
But let me ask you this.
I agree with that.
How many Western teams are getting out?
Mm,
Because again, the answer can be 0 if you put CFO in that slot instead of FlyQuest or G2. But then there's also the chance of somebody upsetting KT, realistically KT or who's the third seed from China? Why am I blanking on it right now? It's Top, isn't
Top.
it? Yeah, Top.
Yeah, Top.
And Top, notable Worlds chokers.
I feel like it could be 2. I feel like G2 and FlyQuest have a chance. At least for one of them. I mean, between KT and Top, one of those teams is bad enough.
I think 2.
Because we're guaranteed
I think,
one, assuming Flying
everybody,
Oyster
yeah.
does bad. Yeah.
I think both G2 and FlyQuest are at the level that, assuming they get the draws for it and don't have to face each other,
Mhm.
I think it'll be all 4 Korean teams getting out, because Korean teams do not miss Swiss stage. Like, it's very rare if they ever do. All 4 Korean teams make it out. Top Esports chokes at the final stage. So it'll be all 4 Korea, BLG, AL, FlyQuest, G2.
Mhm.
And I'll say this right now, okay? You give me my choice, assuming, because again, there will be 2 teams that'll be 2-0. You give me the choice between Hama Life, BLG, or Genji. Give me Genji in that quarters.
Okay.
Give me Genji. Of all 3 of those teams, give me Genji. If they're gonna choke, like I want the team that's most likely to choke, and that's probably them. But at the same time, they could
Yeah.
also win the entire thing. So like, I understand it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. But like, I would like to get the rematch against Genji, and hopefully Quad's not put in a body bag, but you never know.
Do you think this is the one where BLG finally puts it together or something?
No, I don't. I just think.
They just choke too much.
Yeah. China,
That's fair.
it's LPL always getting out. Brother, Top Esports exists. Like, what are we talking about here? LGD exists. Last year, who didn't get out? Worlds 2024.
BLG is just so difficult because they're like, aren't they always dropping a jungler? Like pretty much every day of the week?
Pretty much. Okay,
I feel
no,
like
it
they're at
was
least rotating.
it was
the two.
DK and then KT the year before. Maybe that adds some validity to my KT theory. Either
That
way,
KT is the problem, or
yeah.
that
Either way,
then
if you want to replace
T1 just
KT
goes
or
out.
Top, one of the two is going home, and two Western teams are getting out.
Add it to the rule of 3s. T1 going for their 3rd Worlds ends up being not one of the 3 Korean teams to make it out. Something there if you think about it.
It was DK twice, by the way.
Well, DK was literally 2 players. That makes sense.
And KT is just BDD.
Yeah.
Watch Quid put him
Yeah.
in a body bag. That'd be hilarious. I'm telling you, 100 Thieves is my dark horse. 100 Thieves. Everybody and their mother is putting 100 Thieves last in their power rankings right now. But the thing about 100 Thieves that people don't take into account is that not only can we lose to absolutely everybody on any given day, we can also randomly decide to show up and beat anybody on any given day. Does it turn up tails 9 times out of 10? Absolutely. Yes. But all we need is one, and we cause chaos. Also, fuck everybody that's in here saying, Fnatic's definitely better than 100 Thieves, as I've seen everywhere. Go fuck yourself, okay? We're not losing to Fnatic.
Fnatic looks terrible. I don't know why.
Fnatic looks god-awful. Like, anybody that's sitting here saying, oh, Fnatic is 100% beating 100 Thieves, kindly see yourself out.
I mean, they're not like, I guess, complete bums. I'm being a little hard on them, but
No.
they're not good.
Relative to North America, yeah, they're bumps. VKS will beat Fnatic.
Yeah. Well, no. I thought about it for 1 second.
That was a little over presumptuous. Yeah, I agree. I think, look, 100 Thieves got BK or 100 Thieves played really bad against VKS. I don't think that's the form that you get at Worlds.
No, yeah, I think they can. I think they can level up.
Yeah, I think they will definitively be better than VKS at Worlds. But
I think Fnatic is just not good though. I think EU does not seem good, to be honest.
No,
I'm kind of curious
not.
how G2 shows up.
And I think MKOI is very easy to shut down. Just stop Elyoya from taking over the game, and you're fine. Like,
yeah, and
put him
Mirwin
behind early.
Really,
and Mirwin's hit or miss.
Mirwin just wants to split push. And I don't think you can do that as easily against the Koreans and the Chinese. I don't think those tops will just let you do it as much. But I mean, really, we saw what happened when they played G2. Like, Broken Blade just started standing in the lane with Mirwin and not playing the game with his team. And Imkoi went, huh? And G2 was just like, yeah, what if we just 4v4 you? And our top laner also stands up here. And they were just like, well, you weren't supposed to do this. They were like, you're supposed to send your top to go team fight us. And then I show up late and we win anyways. But then Broken Blade just did the absolute mad lad strategy and was like, I can stand around too and do nothing.
I don't know. I'm so excited. I know we get like this every year. I'm just excited. I got confirmation from Riot today that my Worlds Unlock box is on the way.
Nice.
I've been tracking the shipping of it now. I'm so excited. I got to figure out. Apparently, this one's bigger than any of the other ones have ever been. So I'm scared about how it's gonna fit in here because I got a nice little thing going with them like going through the years.
Yeah.
I might have to swap like maybe the top one goes down. I don't know, but I'm underestimating LCP. I think they'll be fine. I put them on the same level as FlyQuest and G2. At least CFO. Beyond that, no. But CFO, yeah, I put on that level.
Yeah, I mean LCP, it's hard to know what level they'll be. They're kind of like any of us.
I judge them based on their
LEC.
opening ceremony, and it was kind of ass. So
Okay. But if you judge like them, LTA, LEC, I feel like you're always just kind of going, we'll see what they can do. You're not like sitting there going, for sure, they're all gonna just run the table. Like even FlyQuest, I'm like, we're saying they're gonna get out, but there are some moments I'm like, Masu could be in trouble. And I'm like, there are people who can do things, and I don't know if he can do things.
I mean, the thing is, we've seen him step up in those moments. Like
He has moments.
You cannot have the Masu that we had at MSI. That's the big thing. If Quad and Masu play like they did at MSI, they're not getting out of groups. Period. You cannot afford to have people having a down tournament at all. Everybody has to be firing on all cylinders. So
Yeah.
We'll see.
And FlyQuest hasn't really done anything to not make us think they can do well. I feel like they're all right, you know?
Yep.
They're always all right.
Is there any?
And last year they exceeded expectations by far.
Yeah.
MSI, they did good, I thought. So I feel like this is just should be a continuation of that, you would think.
So we've been going for an hour and a half. Let's wrap this up by me asking you this. I know last week we talked about the importance for NA and how much this Worlds means for the region and what a good performance can get us in terms of momentum going into next year. In general, how excited are you for this Worlds? Like, what's your meter at going in terms of level of excitement and beyond?
For Worlds, just like level of excitement to see NA teams play?
Yep.
Are you meaning, or just Worlds in general?
Worlds in general.
Worlds in general, like 100%. I'm super excited.
Where does it compare to
been
prior
really-
years?
Way more than last year's. Because I think I was just busy last year.
Okay.
I had a lot going on. I was about to get a house. Kid on the way. A lot I was thinking about this year. Life's a bit more stable. I can actually watch it. So I'm very excited.
Well, actually watching it's a very, very relative term.
Well,
but
yes, I'm going to watch. I'm gonna watch the replays.
I'm going to wake up as early as I
But-
can during those 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Try and catch as much of them as I can. Wake up at like 6 or 7 every day.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm like excited this year because it just feels very hype and like I want to just watch good league again. I'm not really, nothing's really changed for me with NA at Worlds.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still in a weird spot with NA League of Legends, but we'll see where it goes next year with LCS coming back.
Yep.
This year was definitely like such a down year for NA League, but we all know that like international leagues are still growing well, other than LPL, I guess. But LEC and LCK are doing well, so it's fun to see what the viewership can get to because these international events go hard.
And Fearless. First ever Worlds with Fearless, which I'm so excited for. I love Fearless. I don't care what anybody says. I love Fearless.
I also think this Worlds is like gonna be super interesting to watch how LPL does.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be incredibly important for them that they do really well.
I mean, they've been in finals. They were in finals last year and the year before, so it's not like they haven't had chances. But the top 3 from Korea this year just look hella good.
Yeah.
But
I think they have to really crack. What is this doing? I think they really have to crack like possibly winning this year if they want to save their region because it seems like their region is slowly getting shot.
yeah. I don't know. Any final words?
I had one point I wanted to talk about really bad, but I think we talked about them all. I don't think so. I think we actually did talk about it all because the Sentinels talk, all of that. There's not many other points I can think of.
I'll close it on this. Sentinels, same thing for every other team in the LCS. The moment that 100 Thieves is knocked out of Worlds and the run's officially done, my DMs are open. My requirement is the same as it's going to be for everybody. I need to see your financials. I'll sign an NDA. I will make sure I never talk about them publicly. But I need to see your financials. That's my rule.
Interesting.
That way people know, regardless of like me being able to say anything under NDA or not, if I do make a choice, because there's no world where I'm making a choice without 100% committing in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
People should know that my choice accurately reflects a brand that I think will be here for a long period of time. Diesel Elk said, "Bro speaks like he has influence." I'm gonna try and say this in the most respectfully, polite way that I can, but I know that it's gonna be egotistical no matter what I say here, brother. I do. Period. You don't have to believe that, but that's that. So, not saying I'm gonna get access to the financials. Obviously, that's a whole level above, but that's it. See y'all next week. Content plan. I'm no longer gonna have the world's opening ceremony or the world's anthem reaction on Friday because that's gonna be out on Monday. So now I need to do. I'm gonna move up Good Morning North America. I think to I'm gonna do an episode on Friday, kind of talking about like everything going on right now, and kind of like recapping some of the stuff that we talked about here on the podcast, but just for like general YouTube consumption. And then my final Worlds preview, I think, will be on Tuesday, along with the World's opening ceremony. Next week's going to be a busy week in terms of content. I'm going to have like YouTube videos out every fucking day. It's going to be interesting.
Indiana Jones.
I was waiting for you to say that. That's why I wasn't going to end it.